Congratulations to the Naval Academy. They certainly earned the victory today, and the Commander in Chief's trophy. It was their win over Air Force was a hard-fought battle. They came from behind and earned it that day too. So they're an extremely well-coached football team. I think Kenny Niumatalolo is one of the great football coaches in our game, and I couldn't be happier to see Malcolm Perry graduate. He's a terrific player, and he ran through us today. Wasn't much we could do about it, and he wasn't the only one. They did a good job just running the football in general, blocking us, keeping us blocked, and on the other hand, we didn't do that effectively at all except for one drive. We had one really good drive in the first half, and that was about the extent of it. So really disappointed in today's loss, disappointed in this season, and really not many words to say.
Justin? Coach, now that the season's over, what do you think went wrong? You can pinpoint it if there's one thing.
I wish I could pick out one thing that went wrong. Frankly, I think people say it's really hard to build a winner when you haven't been winning, and I've heard it said it's more difficult to keep it going. I don't know if that's true, but we don't have anybody in that locker room that had experienced anything other than a winning season and going to a bowl game, and so human nature, sometimes maybe it feels like it's easy to do that. And maybe that was the case. I don't know. Maybe one of the worst things ever happened to us was taking Oklahoma to overtime a year ago. I think that season it really propelled us. It gave us some confidence, and we won 9 games in a row. But I think it also gave us the confidence to realize that we could win those games. And we went to double overtime against Michigan and lost it. It was a huge disappointment. And I could feel some of the air kind of let out of our balloon a little bit. And you don't want one game to make a season, but our guys really believed they were going to win and thought they could win, and we had a chance to win, and we didn't. And perhaps maybe that took some of our mojo or whatever. I don't know. And we just never seemed to be playing as well as we were capable of playing. And at our place, and no discredit to our guys, we got some talented guys on our team, but we're never going to be so talented that we can just line up and whip a team on talent alone. We've got to execute. We got to play really hard. And when there's mistakes, they can be very costly for us. And we had a lot of games this year that just seemed to go that way. And in the 3 previous seasons, we had won a lot of close games. In fact, 14-5 in one-score games. And this year, 1-4. So we just didn't manage to win the close games and find a way. So I don't know. I wish I could put my finger on one thing. It's my responsibility, and believe me, I was searching, and I'm continuing to search, and we're going to get it fixed. But unfortunately, it just didn't turn out to be the season we had anticipated it could be or wanted it to be.
Go ahead, Ken. Coach, about the quarterback position, Christian Anderson, about the decision to start him today. Kelvin got in at the end, but he obviously wasn't at 100%. Just how much did what was your decision on starting Christian Anderson? What were some of the factors?
Well, I don't reveal injuries because I think that just helps the opponent prepare. But Kelvin pulled his hamstring against Hawaii and didn't practice until Thursday, like 2 days ago, Thursday. So he taking a lot of mental reps and sitting in the meetings and all those things, but it's really difficult to be ready if you've got 1 day of practice in for a big game like this. And he could run, but he wasn't going to be able to turn it loose and just open up. And so to give us the best chance to win, we thought it was to go with Christian. And so that was the reason we did that.
We had an initial very solid drive, going to like the field for a score, but they seemed to change their defense. What made it tougher after that first successful drive?
Oh, I don't know that they changed what they were doing. It wasn't schematic. They just whipped us. They whipped blocks, and we had some things that we just did that were self-destructive. Gave up some negative yardage plays just by not sustaining blocks, and that has a lot to do with them whipping us. But we had some penalties that cost us, and some assignment issues a couple of times that we've got control over that, and we got to handle that. And it's hard to play perfect. You're not going to play perfect, but we certainly didn't play as well as I hoped we would. And credit Navy, they did a good job. Their nose guard had a great game, and in the opening drive, made a big play, a tackle for loss, and did that a couple more times throughout the game.
Go ahead. Coach, I know this was a tough one today, but can you talk to us a little bit about what the senior class has meant to you?
Well, the senior class has been a part of a lot of victories here, and they committed to our program before there were any of the bowl games or Commander-in-Chief's trophies. They made the commitment to us after we had gone 4-8. Some of them that were going to the prep school, and then some of them made the commitment after we went 2-10. They came direct. So they believed enough in the program and in the players that they met, the coaching staff, and in West Point that they wanted to come and be a part of it. So I'm grateful for the commitment that they made, and they've been a part, as I said, of some really great victories here. And I'm proud of those guys. I'm proud more of what they're about to do than what they've done. They've made a pledge to our nation to serve as Army officers, to lead soldiers, to live a life of duty, honor, and country, and put aside their own desires and wants, and truly be servant-minded, and all of what that means to be. They're taking a lot of different jobs in the Army, but there's a lot of those guys that are going to, in very short order, be leading soldiers into some of the most dangerous of situations. And I love those guys, and I care about them very much. And I'm really proud that they're compelled to do that. That they believe in the honor of serving. So that's I'm happy that they have that opportunity. A lot of people are called. Not everybody answers the call, and they did.
Coach, when you have a chance to sit back and look at the season, how will you evaluate it? How will you start your planning process for next year?
We've already started that. And as we go through the year, there are things we evaluate and recognize that we've got to do better. And, unfortunately, there's just some things, I think, that you can't fix right away. And sometimes it takes the off season to get those things corrected and fixed. So obviously I don't know everything that needs to be done, but we'll evaluate this game. But the previous 12 games and all the preparation leading up to them, and we've recognized some things that we need to do, and we'll get to work on those. We'll get to work on those on Monday.
Coach, just evaluate Christian's play today. Obviously, a tough spot his first start, being in the Army Navy game. What did you see from him today?
Well, he made some good plays, and made some good decisions, particularly early. there were some times down the stretch that we were giving him a lot to see and to get us into the right play at the line of scrimmage, and that's a lot to handle in a big game like this, even for a veteran quarterback, but certainly for a guy that's making the first start of his career. And he handled it pretty good for the most part. There was a few things that, a few times that probably wasn't the right decision, but he worked really hard, and we gave him a lot, and I thought he handled it well, and I was excited to just see him battle all the way through. And he took some shots, and he kept getting up and made some good runs, and I think he's got a good future for us.
Coach, whether you win or lose this game, there's always emotions involved with it. I can see it in the players, but on your face as well. Just what is the message that you're giving your players after a game like this?
Try not to ever let it happen again, because it feels like crap. I don't like feeling this way. I don't think they like feeling this way. Nobody does. When you pour so much into something, you know, there are a few things like this in life where you're able to pour so much into something with other people and have a chance to accomplish things together as a team or a unit. That makes the accomplishment so much more valuable, and because you have so many people counting on you and depending on you, when you fall short of your goal, it just disappoints you that much more. And so it hurts to lose. Hurts me, hurts the players. If you really care about something, when you lose or you don't accomplish your goal, you're going to be disappointed. So there is great disappointment, and I don't ever want to feel this way again. So we're going to try to do everything we can to try not to feel this way again.
Could just go back to your comment about the Michigan game. The team took Michigan to double overtime. It seemed like that was the best team that played all year. What made it a challenge for the team after the Michigan game?
What made it a challenge?
Yeah.
I think just the disappointment of being so close to beating a top 10 team for the second year in a row, and the mindset was different going into the season in that game. It was, that was something that our team wanted to accomplish, was to win that game, and to come that close and see it slip away, and some of it because of things maybe we didn't do that we could have done. It was just a disappointment, and it was hard for them to bounce back and recover. And people think that's crazy. People say, how in the heck could you ever expect to beat Michigan? And you know what? On paper, we shouldn't. We don't have a single guy on our team that after that game they would have said, hey, we'll trade you that guy for one of ours because we think he's so good. Our guys just played really hard and performed really well and executed, and then there were times where we just didn't execute well enough, made some mistakes. But the determination of our team that day, the belief that we were going to win the game, and we could have won that game, maybe say should have won that game, and when we didn't, there was a disappointment. And human beings, and when there's disappointment, sometimes you allow that to affect what's next, and you can fight that all you want, and you can try to move on, but you keep checking the rearview mirror. That's not a good place to be looking, and maybe we caught ourselves doing that. I don't know if that's a fact. It's just it's purely speculation, but I don't feel like we played very well the next week. We won. I don't think we played very well the week after that, and we won. And I don't think we played as well as we were capable of playing this year. And some of it has to do with the opponents, for sure. but some of it, has to do with us as well. So I don't know if that's it, but we can't allow, if that is the case, disappointment to affect us as we go forward, just like this one. I'm disappointed about this loss tonight. We can't let this loss affect what's next. And so for the guys that are coming back, that's exactly what we're going to talk about is moving forward and looking ahead.
Do you think the fact that they answered your touchdown pretty quickly changed any complexion of the game?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, the fact that they answered it quickly wasn't the end of the world for us. I mean, it was 7-7 at the time. What we needed to do was get the ball back and go drive down there again and put some points on the board and take a lead. And to their credit, they stopped us and they hit the play late in the second half, and he scrambled down there and then they hit the reverse pass, which we had a great call for that play, and we didn't execute it. One player that was supposed to be coming off the edge didn't rush off the edge. I don't know what happened, and the guy who should be covering the back out of the backfield didn't cover him. You get your eyes caught up in all the stuff that's going on, but unfortunately they got that score right before half and took the lead, and then in the to give up a score there in the second half and make it a 2-score game, we knew at that point that there was a sense of urgency. We were going to have to go score because in this game, both teams are running the ball, and the clock ticks fast. So just weren't able to overcome it.
All right, we'll take Allen.
Yeah, for the last 2 weeks, we've said Malcolm Perry is the guy to stop, and if we don't stop him, we're not going to win the game. And we didn't stop him, and we didn't win the game.
Christian, when did you find out you were going to play today, and how did you prepare? And what was the experience like playing against a very good Navy defense?
Coach told me, I think, yesterday that he was going to start me, but I have been preparing the past 2 weeks to start. I was getting a lot of reps in practice, so I was pretty well prepared. And just the game in general was really exciting. I was really honored to be in that game. It was a great atmosphere, and it was just a great experience.
Go ahead, Justin. For Elijah, what was that post-game locker room like? I know it's kind of been a good season.
Yeah, no, we were very emotional in there. You never want to end the season with a loss, especially the season that we've had this year, not getting the opportunity to play in a bowl game. This was our Super Bowl, and we didn't win it. So emotions were high. This is the last time this 2019 team will be together. Seniors, for many of us, this is our last time playing college football. So, it's very heartbreaking.
Go ahead.
Christian Anderson, can you talk a little bit about just the development between you, Kelvin, Jabbar, just over the course of this year and helping you kind of prepare for this moment?
Yeah, well, Kelvin has been like just a rock star with all of us, helping us develop. When Coach told him that I was going to start the game, he was nothing but supportive of me on the sidelines. He just was helping me out the whole time, just telling me to relax and that I was going to have a good game. And I think just having that, I just love him so much, and I'm proud of the way he's been able to lead this team. And I think just him being there has really helped all of us develop as players.
Christian, how do you feel that one drive, the 18-play drive, like 12 minutes, you guys scored a touchdown. How do you feel in that drive? It seemed like you guys were really kind of rolling at that point. You were early in the game, kind of giving you guys a lot of momentum.
Yeah, we were just executing the way we did in practice, really. We just took all the fundamentals, ran our plays how we were supposed to, blocked everybody, ran the ball well, and we had a touchdown. That's pretty much it.
Okay. Elijah, Malcolm Perry didn't throw much today, but he was able to run. He had that big 55-yard run early, and then he had a couple of other runs that 3rd and 9, 18-yard run he had. What was so tough about stopping Malcolm Perry on his running game today?
He's a shifty guy. He's fast. We knew that coming into the game. Everybody in the country knows he could run the ball. So, we didn't do a good enough job containing him, keeping him in the pocket on any of the midline or veer plays. We didn't finish tackles and stuff. So he's a ball player. So a guy like that you got to contain, and we didn't get that done.
Cole, for your class in particular to really come in here and kind of turn things around. I know this wasn't the season that you wanted, but looking back, just what you guys have been able to accomplish.
Yeah, I'm so proud of our class. It's been a really awesome 4-year experience for us, and this definitely hasn't been the season we wanted to end on, but I think Eli can attest to this as well. I think we've probably learned more as leaders this year than we have in all the past 3, and we're both grateful for that. And I'm proud of all my brothers, my class of 2020, and I'm really looking forward to next year because I know that the younger guys below us are exceptional leaders as well and equally as capable of being a captain like either of us, and they're going to get this thing going back the right direction.
Any more questions? Go ahead.
Cole, one more. Talk about a little bit, what were, if any, some of the halftime adjustments and conversations that you guys had. You've already established, Perry is who he is. Were there any changes that you guys were making?
Yeah, we added a few plays we hadn't really practiced, trying to stop things that we didn't really expect them to come out in. So we made a couple scheme adjustments, and then really it just came down to we have to get him to the ground the first time we make contact with him. That was the biggest mantra we were saying in the locker room at halftime, but we made a few fundamental changes.
Ken?
Chris, it just seemed like Navy's defense was very aggressive. You had a change in your offensive line. You had Peyton Reeder at center take. Just how did your offensive line work dealing with that very aggressive Navy defense?
I mean, they were just landing a lot. I think the biggest thing we had trouble with was their nose. He was causing a lot of problems with trying to get the ball outside. But, I mean, honestly, it's just we weren't running the ball effectively the whole game except for that one drive we had. And that just comes down to the fundamentals of the game, that we have to do a better job if we're going to try to win a game like this.